everyone, welcome to your March release Roundup. This release is all about helping you see more, spot issues faster, and create smoother booking experiences. So there are updates across reporting, checkout, and course management. So let's jump in. Let's start with one of our biggest updates, which is charts. Now, understanding your data quickly is key to making better decisions. And to support this, you can now add chart gadgets to your dashboard and report engine reports. So I'll give you a quick tour. So from your dashboard areas or from your report engine, you can now access the chart option. So if I just pop that on this dashboard here, it's going to add it to the bottom, but I'm just going to drag it up so we can see it a bit clearer. So we click to configure like we do with all the other gadgets. And I just want to know how many delegates are booked onto courses per month in the future. So I'm going to call this delegates registered per month. I want to use the delegate module because I'm looking at delegate data. I'm going to have it as a bar chart, but there are pie and line available. So we'll go with bar. Theme we'll come back to. We'll have a look at what this looks like, but we'll come back to it in a moment. And then because I'm looking at my data per month, I want to group my delegates by month. So that is the start date. And then with that, I can then choose some grouping options at the end here. I can choose how I want to group it by year, by month, or by year and month. That's what I'll go for. I'll call this month. And then I want to sort that ascendingly. And then how do I want to calculate the chart elements? And that will be by how many delegates per month. So for that, I'm going to count the ID because that's unique for every single delegate. So I'm going to just count that. And I'll call it delegate. Now I'm not going to add any filters yet. We'll just save and see how that looks. And this is with the dark theme. Make that a bit bigger. Right now we have every month ever. So that's quite a lot of data. So just nip back in here, back into the settings. First of all, I'm going to change it to the Glacier blend. It's my favorite theme. And then we'll stick in some filters. So I only want delegates on future courses. So start date, period, future. And then let's say I just want booked delegates too. We'll have just the status is in booked. So now if we apply that, well, it looks a bit more. We've got a huge peak in August, but there's our chart. Lovely. So this obviously gives you a much more at a glance visual way to spot trends and monitor performance. So moving on to checkout. Now we've made a series of small improvements here to make the user experience feel cleaner and a little bit more intuitive. So first of all, the more details link now only shows for courses that actually have more details. So as you can see here, the Eating for Wellbeing no longer has the more details link. That's been cleaned up because there's nothing to see. Whereas the courses that do have more details keep the link there so we can still access that information. Secondly, the booker and delegate selection windows have been updated to have a little bit better spacing. We've removed unnecessary scroll bars. So when we are selecting bookers and delegates, we don't have the scroll bars along the bottom, and we've got a bit of a, better margins around the outside so it feels cleaner. Then finally, we've improved the default color of the create new delegate option, which you can access when you are selecting delegates in this section here. Although if you have applied your own branding like we have here, this will still take priority. Now, generally, while these are quite small changes, they all work together to create that more user-friendly booking journey for your customers. Finally, building on the recent updates that help you spot scheduling conflicts for your resources, we've introduced two further improvements. So first, we've introduced a new option that gives you more control over resource availability for sessional courses. So we have an example here with the first aid at work with day 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, previously, assigning a resource to the head session would block them out for the entire course, even if the sessions didn't run on every day, or even if the resource, the trainer was only needed for specific sessions. Now, on course templates and courses, there is a new check resource availability on child sessions only option. And when this is checked, the sessional course itself will not be considered when checking availability or when we're calculating clashes. So instead, the availability in the clash detection only looks at the individual child sessions where the resources are actually required. Secondly, we've made it easier to identify and resolve resource clashes directly from your courses. So you can now add a new clash count column into your course data grid views that shows you exactly how many resource conflicts exist for each course. And you can also access this information when you're editing a course. So if we take this course, for example, and just hop into the edit mode, there is a new badge available that shows us if there are any resource clashes. And if we click on this, we'll get a little pop-up where we can work on and resolve the clashes without leaving the page. So super helpful, especially if your role is very, resource or logistics based. And that's your March release. As always, if you'd like help getting started with any of these features, our team is here to help. So whether that's a bit of help creating your first chart or you would like some support identifying resource clash information, our team are here to help. See you next time.